PAX Australia 2018. This is Kieran Marchant, esports extraordinaire, commentator.
It's the nicest
reporter.
you've ever introduced me.
I know.
what
I'm
it
actually hopefully the much better one. You've sacrificed your game playing time here at PAX.
Sacrificed.
Game playing time here to cover all the esports news and coverage here.
I have.
PAX.
I did it
So
with love.
on Friday there was a bunch of different things.
Friday there was League of Legends and Overwatch show matches, as well as opportunities for the communities to get involved with the game on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it for Friday.
Yeah. And then yesterday on Saturday there was the Rainbow Six Masters.
There was Rainbow Six Masters. It got to cover off a whole event with 4 teams going at it, 3 Australian teams versus 1 Japanese team. It went through to a final between Fnatic and Nora and Go, which was a fantastic set of matches, with Fnatic coming out on top as the winners of the Masters.
To pop him out. Aces is going to take out Cutie. Virtue takes out Aces. Magnet and Virtue find one apiece. Virtue got himself for 2k. It is now all up to him with 8 seconds left. He cannot go for this. He needs to stick the plan. He's going to get off it though. He finds one. He's back, but Magnet is going to make sure that Fnatic go through.
Going home with a sizable piece of the $25,000 prize pool.
What was the highlights from that?
Highlights from that? From me, the match of the event was Darksided versus Fnatic. Fnatic was the easy favourite for that match, but Darksided really took it to him. It went all the way to the full match, final match point on map 3 to decide who the winner was going to be. And it showed off a really good display, especially with Darksided coming through. After a bit of a shaky start, after they added new players like Specker and their new roles, it came through and really is looking bright for Darksided in the coming season for Rainbow Six Siege. But overall, the last map of Fnatic versus Nora and Go as well. If you really want to check out some fantastic Rainbow Six Siege, I really suggest you go hunt down that game and check it out because it was really good.
I know a problem you had was the event was meant to be finished by 4 o'clock.
Yeah, event ran long.
Why did it run long?
Was
it just at the game? They didn't expect them to go the distance, or?
No, the first match there was a whole bunch of tech issues. I was a little bit confused. There seemed to be just one particular monitor that seemed to be a problem for one of the players on Fnatic. They kind of had to go back to that monitor several times, and then they had to actually change that monitor in the later game. They had to completely swap that monitor out. So
I'm sure there was no shortage of monitors here at PAX.
P I'm sure they could have pilfered one, but it made it run late. The whole map 3, like both semi-finals went to 3 maps, which I believe both maps were probably kind of predicted to go 2 maps. So the games were amazing, but because of how amazing they were, it did mean that there was a longer run time for the event.
So what happened Sunday here?
Today, here at PAX, it was the finals of the PAX Elder Scrolls Legends tournament. Throughout the whole weekend, there has been people going back and forth on their iPads in Elder Scrolls Legends, but that culminated in the final 4 taking part on stage in the PAX Arena with ESL commentating the event. Came down to 2 members, I believe it was Reed and Barney, going the distance all again. Every single match possible in that final was played, with Reed eventually coming out on top, who was the heavy favourite, but Barney did show very tough deck building skills. But Reed went home with $500 out of the $1,000 Australian prize pool. Cool. And then today, sorry, hold up, Ashley, don't cut me off.
There was more.
There was more. I swear it is. Then also we got to check out the Quake Championships. Well, not championships, but the Australia Quake tournament that decided which Australian team would be going through to DreamHack Winter.
That sounds important.
So that was, it's very important. There was no prize pool.
Prize was the opportunity.
The prize was the opportunity, which came out to Coordinate taking out over Cooked Esports. It was a very fun game, and for me, I've never watched any Quake Arena. That's the free-to-play game by Bethesda, with the different champions, with the Quake kind of matchup. It was interesting to watch. I definitely suggest go trying out the game. If you loved Quake, you'll love Quake Arena, Quake Champions either. And get into it.
How did you feel about the setup for PAX?
The setup, I think it was really good. I wish maybe it'd been a little bigger, but that's me being, kind of selfish.
I came and sat with you a couple of times on Friday.
Yep.
I tried to come see you on Saturday, and it was much fuller. So
especially the Rainbow Six was the big esports event for the whole weekend, and today was a little bit big. It wasn't as big, and then Friday, I think there was a lot of audience participation Friday. So it ranged. The crowd fluctuated and got bigger and smaller depending on what was going on, as you expect in an event like this that isn't all about esports. But I will say ESL did a fantastic job of covering the whole event. Jordan Mays was there for pretty much every single part of the day, hosting and presenting, as well as Miles, who is the main host on stage. So ESL did a fantastic job once again at running all the events.
Do you expect PAX to put a bit more investment in next year?
I hope so.
What are you hoping for PAX 2019?
It's interesting because I guess with the Melbourne Esports Open, it's kind of hard to have something still left for PAX. But I hope they continue to grow, maybe with more Rainbow Six, maybe with any other sponsors that come on, like Bethesda had their way. It'd be really good to see more show matches, more competitive show matches. I think the show matches on Friday weren't as competitive as they should be because PAX happened a bit out of season for both teams. But I think as long as it continues to grow like esports is in general, we'll see more growth and more events happening right here at PAX next year.
I know. I think maybe a bit more variety next year.
Possibly, yeah. It depends. They are limited, and it's only 3 days. Like, it would be interesting for them to see how they would do such a variety.
There was no fighting games this year. I'm pretty sure they had Injustice 2.
Possibly.
Year.
There's no fighting, and I guess for fighting games in general, it's kind of a weird period in time for them.
Okay.
So that coming through, Soul Calibur's only just come out. Smash Brothers is on the way, so those installments are kind of updating the scene. A lot of the big fighting events for the year have kind of dusted up and finished up on the fighting season now. So,
well, then they've got time to come here to PAX.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see how they go with fighters. There are a lot of either minor tournaments or minor bits and pieces around. So we'll see what they do at PAX next year.
Right. Well, that's been your esports wrap up from PAX Australia. If you want to hear more esports, you should join Kieran on early late nights, 6:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, either Tuesday or Friday, or you can listen to it 24 hours later on podcast services or here on youtube.com/Explosion Network. Kieran, thanks very much for your hard work.
You're welcome.
It is appreciated.
Thank you.
Keep it locked to explosionnetwork.com for more of our explosive content.